director at a place like York Country Day School. What are some of your responsibilities and what's it like day to day?
Long hours. Lots and lots of long hours. Day typically starts at 6:30 in the morning and I answer about 75 emails. Depending on the various variations of what I've got going on that week. York Country Day is a unique school, different from where I've come from, in the fact that we are a K through 12 school with about 232 children. So on top of balancing and cultivating a successful and prosperous athletic program, I still also have to deal with first, second, third, fourth, fifth graders and give them sports. With Country Day having a middle school program and a varsity program, I also instituted a lower school program in 3 different sports within the school so we could actually have various feeder programs going in. A lot of what I do is scheduling, eligibility, making sure they meet the criteria for PIAA for eligibility, and then budgeting and forecasting. I am already looking at 2010, 11, and then 11 and 12. So it's a continual budgeting process and some recruitment. We are a private school, so I will continue to go out with my coaching staff. I have a couple actually in here right now who actually coach with me or for me at York Country Day on our basketball program. So I continue to do hiring and working through the various staffing situations we have.
Great, thank you. And Mr. Peck, to return to a little bit about social media and the internet, you mentioned earlier that people may have a preferred tool that they like using better than another. So one of our students submitted the question, as an internet marketer focused on social networking, was there a specific point when you realized Twitter's potential?
When I first got on Twitter, I thought it was stupid, not gonna lie. I first checked it out, I guess, in May 2007, just because I'm a huge nerd and I like keeping up with what's going on, and thought it was just, worthless. But really, I guess it would be the end of 2007, beginning of 2008, when you just started seeing people, smart people like David Armano, get on, and then towards the end of 2008, when some athletes started getting on, you could really see that Twitter provides a direct channel between anyone that's trying to get a message out and anyone, their fans or their audiences, and it's a great way to meet new people or search for things that you're interested in. I mean, if you want to just take a second when you get home, if you're not familiar with Twitter, go on search.twitter.com and search for a topic that you're interested in, and I guarantee you you'll see some results and see what people are talking about, and just see what's going on. I think it's great. It's easy to use. It's quick, and that's what makes it so powerful.
Great, thank you. Well, I want to go ahead and open things up. Does anyone in the audience have questions? And I'll preface that by saying, please, first of all, direct any questions that you might have. If there's a particular person you'd like to address it to, please do so. And also, we don't have any mics that are kind of roving in the audience, so please make sure you speak up. Questions? Yes.
Mr. Gibson, I was just curious. I know you said you prefer working in minor league baseball. Would you ever consider shifting into maybe major leagues, or do you just always want to stay in minors?
Sure. The question for those who might not have been able to hear is, would I prefer working in minor league baseball as opposed to major league sports? I did have an opportunity to work for the Detroit Tigers. How many of you remember when Detroit lost 119 games a few years ago? That was the year that I was going to go work there. And unfortunately, sometimes what happens at the major league level is it's a little bit more political. And my sponsor at the time was the head of marketing for the Detroit Tigers. And they just opened up Comerica Stadium and had a really, really awful year. Attendance was horrible. The team was horrible. So the owners say, well, something's got to change. So they fired that director of marketing. And when that person was removed, that kind of eliminated my chances to work for the Tigers. But I presented another opportunity, and I got an opportunity to get more into advertising sales in minor league ball. And you can just really do a lot more in a smaller team than you can do at a major league level. At least at the levels that entry-level type of positions. When you're a ticket salesperson for Detroit, you just get on the phone, make appointments, and sell tickets. If you have any other ideas for, hey, why don't we do this for kids, or why don't we, you know, introduce another promotion or another mascot, that's not your job. Your job is to sell tickets. In a minor league stadium, you can do a lot of different things. Like going back to when we started the organization, not only do I run the internship program, but I also got to design downtown. So myself and our director of marketing created our mascot. You don't get to do that with a big organization. So I think there's pros and cons to either side. It depends on your personal preference. Working for a major league team would be great. It's glamorous. You're in a big city. You know, you get to go along for the ride. If you work for the Phillies, how great would that be now? But there are limitations, and it's a little more compartmentalized. So that's the best I can answer that.
Thank you. Other questions from the audience? Yes, in the middle there.
For Coach Walster, so you're athletic director at a day school and a coach now. If you ever show us that line of like the become an athletic director on a high level, can you do that or in
Probably coach full-time. Although I truly enjoy working with students. I've been coaching now professionally for almost 13 years. I've been at a Division I college, a Division II college, and now a Division III college as an assistant. The athletic directing world is awesome, but my 80-hour work weeks during basketball season can take a toll on you. Coaching in a collegiate program, your hours are set how you want to set them. The more you put into it, the better your program is going to be, and I would have no issues working 80 hours as a head coach because the long-term benefits of that work will pay off in my recruit classes. But, you know, ultimately, that's farther down the road in my career. I've had a couple opportunities that have come along, and actually, they just weren't right at that time. I'm not saying 5, 6, 7 years down the road that may not be an opportunity. But as of right now, I love what I do. It's an enjoyment working with those kids. Every day you get to touch somebody in a way that, you know, you've changed them. And being able to shape them and coaching them at that level and then even at the collegiate level is awesome.